Oh, I got something I got to tell you guys. You're not going to believe this. This is just incredible. The other day, like I was said in the other video, I got back in the house with Darlene, and we got up in the morning. There was a knock on the door. And it was like, well, that's not a good knock. That's a better knock. There was a knock on the door like 5 o'clock in the morning. And what's going on? And I got up. I pulled up my long johns, and I walked up into the door, and I opened it up, and there's this poster on the door. It said, UFO sightings in Double Dimple. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Buttermilk. It said, UFO sightings in Double Dimple, Texas. And that ain't good. that ain't good. And it showed a picture of a UFO on it. It said, UFO sightings over Lukewarm's barn. No, but you know something? We were sleeping the other night. Me and Darlene, we were sleeping really good, and we heard this rumbling. And the whole place is like this. The whole place was shaking. And we looked on out the window. So it's bright lights. Yeah, it was scary. It was like Close Encounters of the Third Kind. You seen that movie? That's a true story. That is a true story. That whole movie. You watch that movie, it'll give you a bit of realization about what's going on in the universe. Yeah, UFOs, they're real. And so, anyway, it said, Buttermilk, this is about you. Yeah, man. It said on that note, it said, you better keep your cow in the barn, because they're coming for cows. For some reason, I don't know what it is. Let me back up a little bit. Whoa. Some reason, them aliens, they want cows. Poor old Buttermilk. I don't want Buttermilk to get her sucked up by some UFO and be flying away from here. We talked about earlier about her flying in the other video. Well, I don't want them to take Buttermilk. Go to some other planet and get some other green food over there. Whatever color food you're looking for. Oh my God. It's just crazy. I'm telling you what. Huh? Well. Damn, it did it again. It did it again. Did you see that? Did you see that? Did you see that? My whole brain just went, woof, just goes. It just, I don't know why it's doing that. You know, I told the other day about me getting the new teeth. I think putting that Bondo in my mouth, that's in my brain. It ain't because I got whooped in the head with a chair. Any of that kind of stuff. I think the chemicals in that Bondo got soaked into my brain, and it's making me I just go, and I just disappear. I just go somewhere. I don't know where I'm going, but I'm going somewhere. And you know, excuse me, too much beer. I had to sneak out last night because Darlene let me back in the house, but she won't. Oh my God. Sorry about that. She won't let me bring my beer in the house. She says, you gotta go out in the shed and get your beer. So I'm out there tiptoeing out at 2 o'clock in the morning getting my beer. And I don't like warm beer. I'm trying to cool off some ice cubes. But anyway, where was I? Oh yeah, UFOs. Anyway, they said there's UFOs in Double Dimple, and they're landing in the pasture, and they're picking up cows. They're taking cows. I'm something. And they can't take my Buttermilk. Oh my God, I'd be heartbroken. My Buttermilk. No. No. And then my Buttermilk. Anyway, back to the movie. That movie, Third Encounters of the First Kind. Huh? No, First Encounters of the Third Time. Wait a minute, let me read my notes. Where is it? Oh yeah. It is close. Close Encounters of the Third Kind. That's what it's called. Get it right. Man, I can be kind of dumb sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Man, I sit there, I be staring right at my notes, and I'm still not reading it right. I can look at that page, look at them notes, look right at them, and I'll be reading them, and what comes out of my mouth is totally something different than what's on the page. My brain is all messed up. Oh, man. Maybe I was abducted one time. Hey, maybe they should abduct me. They should come and get me, and they can probe me. Probe my brain. Maybe they can figure it out. Figure out Luke. You never know. Excuse me. There might be something they can do. They're far more advanced than we are. We're primitive compared to them. They might be able to stick some stuff in my head, and I'll be all right. I'll be sane. I'm not saying I'm crazy. I'm just saying. Where was I? Oh yeah. So anyway, they had this poster on the door of the house, and I saw that poster, and then I called up some of the neighbors, and they said they had a poster too. And I said, "Do you see anything?" And they said, "No." I said, "But we did some lights. We saw the lights going zoom, zoom, going through the sky." Whoa! UFOs flying around. We're talking about buttermilk flying around. That's more realistic. UFO. I don't want. Oh no! I don't want. No! Don't be taking my buttermilk. Anyway, the flyer said they were looking for cows. How would they know that? Whoever stuck that flyer on my door said, "We're looking for cows. We want your cow." Anyway, try to make a long story longer. Oh my God. Try to make a long story longer. You know, the other day, that was a couple of days ago. The other day, me and Darlene were trying to sleep, and we opened the window because it gets hot in that trailer. You know, we try not to run the air conditioner too much because the electric bill gets too high. So we just open the window if it's cold outside, and all of a sudden, I swear, Buttermilk, we got to tell them this story because this might save somebody. It might help. It might help somebody. We got to let them know this. Anyway, me and Darlene, we all cuddled up like a couple of love bugs in the bed, and she opened the window, and all of a sudden, you could feel this whole thing. You could feel everything vibrating. I mean, the whole trailer was vibrating. Everything was vibrating. We weren't doing anything wrong. I mean, the whole trailer was just moving up and down, going crazy. And there was lights. There was these lights. And you look out the window, and the barn was all lit up. It was like a flame, not flames, but like bright. You know, you look in the window, you look in the cracks in the barn, in the wall, in the wall of the wood, and in the doorway, you see this light coming out, bright light. Oh my God. There's aliens in there. There was aliens in there. And so you know what we did? We did this for Buttermilk. We got her a bell. We got her a big old bell around her neck, and then we're clanking, clanking, clank, clank. Man, I was scared to death. I went and got my shotgun. Darlene got a shotgun, and we gonna walk out there, and we're walking to the barn. We're holding our shotguns, and we're walking in the barn, and we opened it up, and the light went away. It just went away. It went poof. It just like nothing ever happened. Man, I was so scared. It was unbelievable. And then Buttermilk was laying down. Well, not laying down, but a cow laying down. They kind of lean their front legs, and they just kind of sit down like a lay down for a cow. Buttermilk, excuse me, too much beer. Buttermilk is just sitting there, and her eyes wide. I mean, her eyes were huge, like she saw Jesus or something. Like she saw something. She did. She saw something. But they didn't bother with Buttermilk. They didn't take her. They didn't do nothing to her. They didn't do anything. Nothing. When we were out in the barn, and we were inspecting, trying to find a UFO out there, or the aliens in the bar. We heard this explosion. Yeah. And we thought, oh my God, maybe it's a gas explosion. Maybe a car blew up or something. Maybe them aliens just sucked up a car and just took them people right out of that car, right through the windshield. Like bugs. Oh my God. But anyway, me and Darlene, we went on back in the house. This ain't pretty. This ain't pretty. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is with UFOs and with that kind of thing going on. It messes up the water pressure and stuff. It messes up the electricity. The lights go on and off. It does all kinds of real spooky stuff. We can't. We can't. Darlene, poor Darlene, she almost had a heart attack. We walked in that trailer. You know what blew up? The toilet blew up. It ain't funny. It wasn't pretty. Oh my God. It just went boom. There was, hey, we won't go there. Luke's not going to go there. It was, I don't know what it is. For some reason, when that happened, when them lights are flicking, going on and off, and things are going on, when that happened, the toilet just blew up. The whole thing, all the pipes, the whole toilet just blew up from the bottom of the floor. It was a mess. Yeah, it was a mess, all right. It's a sight you don't want to see. It blew that toilet right out of the mouth, right through the window, right out of the back, right out of the back pasture. There's a toilet sitting down there. There's just, you just can visualize this. It's moonlight. It's 2 o'clock in the morning, and it's cows are grazing, and it's a nice moonlit light and starlit after all the craziness. And there's this toilet. There's this toilet just sitting there by a tree. That's all it's doing. It's sitting there by a tree. Buttermilk, this is hilarious. Them aliens. You know, I was telling you about the toilet. It gets better. Them aliens ain't as smart as you think they are. They got their triangulation wrong. They were thinking they're coming down to get cows or people or us. That next morning, after all that happened, thing with the toilet, the thing with the barn and all that, me and Darlene get up, and you're not going to believe it. You are not going to believe it. We get up, and we get in the pickup truck, and we decided to drive down the road and pass all the farms and all the other trailers. There was toilets everywhere. Everybody's toilet got sucked up through the roof of the trailer. I get, they were in there, little flying saucers, triangulating, trying to get cows or people. They sucked up toilets. We got you. Anyway, we decided, they're doing some, I'm sorry, they're doing some construction down on I-99. Down the road, where I remember there was a lot of porta potties. Them porta potties they threw. But I can't even tell the story. It's so funny. Them porta potties. We thought we were seeing lights in the middle of the night. We were seeing porta potties fly through the sky. That's my critter scratching at the door. Oh my God. Don't worry. Never mind the critter scratching. Anyway, we thought we were seeing lights. It was them porta potties flying through the sky and they catch on fire. It looked like, what am I looking for? Shooting stars. It was shooting whatever. Yeah, it was shooting all right. It wasn't stars. Oh my God. We drove 5 miles, maybe 7 miles, and there was toilets everywhere. There was toilets in the lake. There was toilets in the pastures. There was toilets in someone's front porch. Oh my God. Oh. Them aliens, they got to get their triangulation right and figure out who they're going to suck up into that spaceship. They didn't get no cow. Meanwhile, Buttermilk just sitting in the barn like, oh, whatever. They didn't get me. And she's just sitting there going ding-a-ling with her bell. And Buttermilk was just fine. Everybody else was just fine in the barn. Oh my God! When me and Darlene went back to the mobile home, that toilet flew up through the roof. You see the moonlight coming through the hole. Well, the toilet was. You had a moonlight bathroom. Yeah, my neighbor had a moonlight bathroom. You go, man. We all met the next day. We always have a meeting down in the church. We all met the next day. I don't remember what day it was, but we all met. All the old folk around town. Say, you got a flatbed trailer? Yeah, I do. Well, got to get a couple flatbed trailers, collect all these toilets, bring them on back to where they belong. Oh my God. Buttermilk, what do you think about this story? Yeah, it is a true story. Well, anyway, so I'm out there and Darlene's out there, Arlene, Marlene, Charlene, all the neighbors. We're pulling this flatbed trailer around all these pastures, herding toilets. Herding toilets, round them all up, trying to figure out whose toilet is whose. So, whoa. We don't know, man. We got to figure this out. Oh, my God. That was a church meeting I'll never forget. It was unbelievable. Oh, my God. You're going to probably think, oh, this is all made up, but it ain't. It's all true stories. I ain't making nothing up. I tell you, this really happened. And I'm going to tell you one thing. Huh? I hear that noise again. You hear that noise again? You hear that? You hear that? Listen. Hear that noise? That ain't the inside of my head. That's something out there. I hope they ain't coming back. There ain't nothing left. It's just a hole. Hole in the bottom, hole in the top. Couple of pipes. Whoa. You know what I mean? It went away. Okay, fine. Oh my God. Y'all probably think because I got a hit in the head a couple of times, I'm making all this stuff up. This true as true can be. And I'll tell you, if you come driving through Double Dimple and you stop at the welcome station, which basically is Aunt Hannah's house, and you come in the front of the first road, or come around the corner, the first house you come to, the very first house you come to before you come to downtown, that's Aunt Hannah's house. It says welcome. She got a little sign out there stuck in the grass that says, welcome to Double Dimple. We can't afford all big stuff, all that fancy stuff. You can't afford a real welcome station. There's nothing to welcome you to, and there's nothing here. Population about 500 people. And most of us are related one way or another. You know what I mean? We won't go there. Anyway, if you come into town, you go and you talk to her and she'll show you photographs. We did it. This is how crazy this is getting. But listen to this. This is how crazy this is getting. We got some of the homes around here that got struck with the toilet thing, including Darlene's. They're filing an insurance claim. They fixed a hole in their house. and a hole in the floor. they're, they're going to go on down, file an insurance claim. I don't know how they're going to write that out, and then how they're going to collect on it. Me and Darlene, we ain't going to worry about it. We don't worry about it. I just went out to the back pasture, me and BUTTERMILK. We went out to the back pasture, drove the tractor out there with the bush hog in the back. We just rolled the toil back on top of the bush hog and lifted her up and just rode the tractor back to the trailer. We're going to do an install. We're going to reinstall. Darlene cleaned up all the mess. God bless her soul. Whoa. I didn't do that. Anyway, so I'm going to do a reinstall. It ain't no big deal. It's just a matter of get it in there and set it up and bolt it down again. Fix the hole in the roof. Actually, I kind of like the hole in the roof. It's like a moon. Like a moon bathroom. You can look at the sky where you're sitting on a toilet. Yeah, I like that. That's kind of romantic if you think about it. You just sit there and just look up at the sky. You be looking at the sky, looking at the stars. You know, most people, a lot of people that go in there, they'll be on their cell phone, they'll be reading a book, doing whatever they're going to be doing in there, while they're sitting there. They got to do something while they're just sitting there. You know what I think? I told Darlene, we just leave a hole in the ceiling. We can look at the sky while we're just sitting there. We can be just sitting there going, wow, look at the stars up there. Oh, look at the star while I'm sitting on the toilet. That'll work. That's kind of romantic if you think about it. Get you in a romantic mood. You're sitting there looking at the stars while you're sitting there. Oh my God. Oh, I am going to have a heart attack one of these days. BUTTERMILK, what do you think? Think we should go? I guess, Dad. What do you think? BUTTERMILK says I need to do something about that cough. I don't know what that is. I might get something in my throat, and it just tickles, and I can't get rid of it unless I cough it out. And I apologize for coughing on the video, but this is important information. When we're talking about aliens, you know what I mean? When I'm talking about aliens and posters on the wall and bright lights and seeing all kind of things gonna probe you. I don't know if they're gonna come back and get the rest of the bathroom. Well, them aliens, they're screwed up. And I don't know how that ship could fly away. They got them toilets in there, they're heavy. They must have collected 30, 40 damn toilets down the whole road. Every farm, toilet went up. Oh my God, you're flying such with toilets in it. That's just crazy. But that's true. That is a true story. I want you to understand. I don't lie about nothing. I don't do one thing I can't stand is somebody that lies and fibs. I won't do that. So everything I tell you is truth. Well, BUTTERMILK, yeah. That honest to God happened. So if you're taking a trip and you're driving your car, and you're going to come through Double Dimple, Texas. You're going to hit a speed bump, and you're going to get into town, and you're going to see the sign that says, welcome to Double Dimple, and the welcome station. And you go on in there, and you look on the wall, and you're going to see pictures. You're going to see pictures of all the holes in the roofs. You're going to see pictures of all the toilets that were sitting out in the pasture. That's a true story. It is. That's a true story. It really happened. And it's a warning, what it is. It's a warning. One end will bolt down your toilet better. No, they just messed up. I don't know. I guess their mothership, their mothership didn't triangulate right, or they didn't give out the right signals. When them aliens come down, go suck people up or suck cows up. They got more than they bargained for. I'll tell you that. Especially if that toilet wasn't flushed. Whoa. That ain't pretty. Could you imagine? Oh my God. Oh, anyway, I gotta go. One more thing. One more thing. I'm working on the switch. I'm working on the switch to be able to shut this cell phone off. So I don't be looking and searching for the button. I can never find. I'm Buttermilk. I can never find the button on this darn thing. I keep looking. I can look, and if I use my thumb, I usually can find it. Anyway, thank you very much. I'm Lukewarm from Lukewarm and Biscuits. And the Biscuits are my backup singers, and we're a country band from Double Dimple, Texas. Get it right. Yeah. And my new teeth work pretty good. And I ain't stuttering too much. So I'm gonna go, and Buttermilk's gonna edit this video. I'm gonna back up. I get too close to the camera sometimes. I see my own face and it scares me. And probably scare anybody. But anyway, that's a true story. Oh, hear that noise? You hear it again? There it is. I hear it. I hear it again. I keep hearing this noise. I don't know where it's coming from. If it's coming from the phone, coming from outside the trailer, outside the shed. Oh, those critters. Yeah, that's what that is. Hear that? Those critters. They're trying to get in here. They're always scratching on the door. We're scratching on something, trying to get in. Oh my God! I'm so glad I'm back in the mobile home with Darlene, man. But I'm still doing my videos out there because I got to move everything. It's just a lot of work moving all this equipment. Well, I gotta go. Love you guys. I really do. Lukewarm and the Biscuits. Tell your friends to subscribe. Subscribe to my channel. Luke W. Warm and the Biscuits. Luke W. Warm and the Biscuits. And watch my videos. And leave a comment. Tell me what you think about this. Tell me if you think them aliens made a big mistake. I think they did. We're seeing these lights flying by. Porta potties are flying back and forth. Me and Darlene think it's a romantic thing. We're looking at we're looking at what you call it, stars, falling stars. What do you call them? Not falling stars. I can't think of the word of when the star falls. She getting all romantic. Then I'm sorry, I can't keep going on about this, but it just cracks me up. Shooting stars. That's what it is. Shooting stars. Shooting porta potties. Oh my God. You know it wasn't pretty? The landing. See them go. Whoa, there goes one. Whoa, there goes another one. It was the landing that wasn't pretty. Oh, I gotta stop. Buttermilk, we gotta say goodbye, okay? You gotta edit this video, right? You all right? How's your bell? Okay? Okay, baby. And she's safe. She's fine. She's good. She's good. Love you guys. Listen, I'm gonna use my thumb this time. Here we go. I'm gonna talk to you guys later. I think we're gonna get it this time, Buttermilk. Right there. It's right there. Get it.